What's up, my people? In this video, I want to discuss why budgeting gets a bad rap and discuss the 5 most common reasons I hear people use for not creating and sticking to a budget. And I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this, so leave a comment down below and let me know whether or not you use a budget and what has your method allowed you to accomplish. Without further ado, my name is Diamond. Let's jump in. One of the most common reasons I hear people use for not living on a budget is that it's too controlling and too restrictive. And I can kind of see where they're coming from, but not under the same pretense. Let's think about what a budget is. A budget is you telling your money what to do and where to go. So we have the ability to put whatever we want in the budget. We're in control of what's in that budget. But once you create the budget, it's locked in. Now you have a game plan, and all that's left is to execute. Now what happens, I feel, is that things come up and we want to do something different from what we put on the budget. So now if you do that and you veer off track, now you kind of feel bad because it's almost like you broke a promise to yourself. But what we have to always keep in mind is that we're always in control, because if we want to do something different, it means that we just need to go back to the budget, make the necessary adjustments, and then hit play. The game is back on. It would be different if our neighbors knocked on our door once a month and said, "Here you go, Mr. Edwards, here's your monthly budget," and we were legally obligated to stick to the budget that somebody else created. Now that would be controlling and unrealistic. A budget is not too controlling, nor is it too restrictive. In fact, a budget creates control. It gives you the control to decide what do you want to do with your money before you ever spend a dollar. And I'll tell you this, when you're living on a budget, you'll never have to wonder how you got to where you're at, good or bad. Because wherever you end up, it's because you were planning to go there. Another reason we hear people use for not living on a budget is, "I don't have a spending problem. I don't need a budget." And that one always just throws me. Because what are you saying? Budgets are only for out-of-control shopaholics? As if I have a spending problem, all I would have to do is create a budget and all would be well. Look, we all know that it goes way deeper than that. And you can't solve a spending problem with just a budget. That's like telling somebody the key to financial success is to live on less than you make. We know that it's way deeper than that. It's way more involved than just that one simple statement. So the idea that budgets is just for people with spending problems makes no sense. When I see a budget, I see my plan. And when I look at past budgets, that shows me the roadmap that got me to where I'm at today. So budgets is for people who know where they're going and they want to have a clear path on how to get there. The next reason I hear is, "I don't budget because it's complicated." And whenever I hear this, I always think, what kind of budget are you creating? Because budgeting should be simple. Grab that junk mail that came, get you an ink pen, write down at the top how much money you have, and start writing down everything you need to do. Exhibit A. It's really not that complicated. I'll tell you what is complicated: running out of money on a Wednesday and trying to figure out how to make it till Friday when you get paid. Now that's complicated. But sitting down and deciding what you're going to do with your money before you get it, so that you make sure you cover everything you need to cover and you get to meet the goals that you have set for yourself, that's a pretty simple process. So if you find that whatever program or method you're using to budget is complicated, then I would say that you're using the wrong method. And I would say scale it all the way back to a piece of paper and a pen, and then go from there. The next one is from those who are married or have combined resources. And it's hard to agree on everything in the budget. And as a person who's had to go through this myself, I can see where you're coming from, especially when you're just getting started and you may not have all the resources to be able to do everything you want to do. You have to pick and choose what goes in the budget and what's going to have to wait. And maybe the source of many arguments. You may be arguing about how much should you spend on groceries or how much should you spend on entertainment. And these things may not seem like big deals at the time, but when you look at it, if you're not able to agree on what to spend your monthly budget on, then you're not able to agree on what to spend your quarterly budget on or your yearly budget. So there's going to be things as time go on that you want to get, or places you want to go, or different financial goals and milestones that you have set. And you may find yourself getting further and further off track because each and every month you're not doing exactly what you need to do to get to where you want to go. So one of the things that can really help with this is to back up, take a step out of the situation, and try to look at the big picture and where you're trying to go overall. And once you have that in place, that's maybe a little easier to agree on than the fine details of what's going in the budget. And if you can agree on the big picture, then that'll make it easier to agree on the smaller things. One thing I know for sure is that two people working together to get to a common destination can get there twice as fast than if they went at it on their own. So this is worth spending a lot of time, energy, and effort to get right. The fifth reason I hear is budgeting creates a scarcity mindset where you start thinking, I can't do this and I can't afford that, which could affect the way you view money. And that can impact how you go about earning money and affect your overall financial life. But as a person who's been living on a budget for a long time, I can tell you that this is not the case. I believe problems arise when you develop an all or nothing personality. When you feel all I need to do is save my money. Or if I invest all my money, I'll be great. Or you don't think at all and you spend everything that you make. Any of these all or nothings is going to lead you in the wrong direction. Because when it comes to personal finance and building wealth, it's not an all or nothing personality. It's a little piece of each of these things that you bring together to build the type of life that you want. And the budget is a key ingredient to this process. But like most things in life, budgeting has its dangers. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure your notifications are turned on because you don't want to miss my upcoming video on the dangers of budgeting. For now, be sure to click the video right here. YouTube believes it's the right video for you. Until next time, I'm Diamond. Peace.